Good morning. Good morning, folks. We had a little glitch there with our intro. Welcome to Keeping It Real with Mary and Lionel. Well, I noticed that you would have seen it's just me this morning because Lionel is still dealing with his. Oh, dear. Apologies on that, folks. I'm not sure what happened there just now, but we are just letting you know that our show today is the 23rd of August, Monday, 2021. I just had a small block this morning. We hope you had an enjoyable weekend. We know that it's been quite difficult last week with so many things happening. And of course, we know that for those persons who are joining us this morning, would be Les or Mr. Lionel Dawson. So we know that we're just going to be on our own today. We're going to be touching on some topics today, and persons are at liberty to join and follow us as we go. We have to make note this morning. There's a flash flood watch, which is in effect in Barbados. It was issued with heavy or excessive rainfall in a short period of time, which generally is less than 6 hours. It could result in flash flooding within the watch area. It doesn't mean that flooding will occur, but it is possible. Maximum rainfall accumulation of 1 to 2 inches are possible later this morning as unsettled conditions linger across the island. This watch may be upgraded to a warning at short notice if conditions warrant. Now, residents and visitors should note that the following impacts may occur during this forecast period. It states that significant runoff from higher elevation, significant soil erosion is likely, unexposed or scarred land surfaces. There we go. With the rain coming in, it washes away the soil. Large water sediments on roads and fields, which we saw in the newspaper over the weekend. Significant adjustments to water levels of existing water bodies, which means anything that has a river or a pond anywhere. Significant delays on traffic routes, with some roads possibly impassable because we know they're doing some road works on some areas, and of course, that would tell us that those areas would be affected. Large objects or debris from higher elevations may also become embedded within fast moving water flows. This alert is valid from 6 a.m. this morning and will be updated at 12 noon today or sooner if conditions warrant. This is from the Barbados Meteorologist Service, so we ask you to continue to follow the news and stay on to your radio stations that you follow, and even CBC TV News on their Facebook and Instagram. And there's also a notice with regards to the vaccination schedule for August the 23rd until the 25th. The immunization unit encourages the public to take note of its vaccination schedule from today, Monday, until Wednesday, August 25th. The unit will continue with its open days for persons 18 years and over who are desirous of receiving either the Pfizer or Sinopharm vaccines, and they will be allowed to walk into the vaccination centers without an appointment. Additionally, those individuals who receive the first dose of the AstraZeneca vaccine are also invited to walk into any of the sites this week to receive their second dose of the vaccine. The site is operating today, Monday. Those are the Masonic Center, Salters in St. George, Building 2, Harbor Industrial Park in St. Michael, Bailey's Primary School, which is located in Merrick's St. Philip, Harrison's College, that's in Bridgetown, Compton Street, Sharon Moravian Church Hall in Sharon St. Thomas, Eunice Gibson Polyclinic, that's in Warrens, St. Michael, they're across from First Caribbean, and if you're going up by Christmart, and the Xerox Dome Maxwell Coast Road Christ Church. Now, the Xerox Dome will begin administering the Pfizer vaccine from 11 a.m. So that's like 2 hours from now, while first doses of the Sinopharm and second doses of the AstraZeneca will start from 10 a.m. So, persons, let's say that again. The Xerox Dome will begin administering the Pfizer vaccine from 11 a.m., while first doses of the Sinopharm and second doses of the AstraZeneca will start from 10 a.m. Tomorrow, Tuesday, the Masonic Center, the Sea Rocks Dome, building number 2 in the Harbor Industrial Park. Now, the Seventh day Adventist Church at Mile and a Quarter in St. Peter, Bailey's Primary School, Harrison's College, Sharon Moravian Church Hall, and the Eunice Gibson Polyclinic will open to administer these vaccines. The Masonic Center, Xerox Dome, Building 2, Harbor Industrial, Seventh day Adventist, Mile and a Quarter, Bailey's Primary, Sharon Moravian, and the Eunice Gibson Polyclinic will operate on Wednesday, the 25th. All vaccination sites will run from 10 a.m. until 2:30 p.m. So folks realize these times. After 2:30, no vaccinations will be administered. So all vaccination sites which are mentioned will run from 10 a.m. until 2:30 p.m. each day. That is Monday the 23rd of August until Wednesday the 25th of August. Those are just reminders to those persons who are still interested in getting the vaccine. That would be the Pfizer and Sinopharm. And on Monday, today, the Xerox Dome will administer the Pfizer vaccine at 11, and first dose of the Sinopharm and AstraZeneca will start at 10 a.m. So, folks, we encourage those persons who want to go out there and be vaccinated, go and get your vaccine. It's not something that we're telling you to do, but we're just asking you to be responsible about it. News out there says that Verla de Pisa has retained her leadership of the Democratic Labour Party, and she has done so by beating the challenger Reverend Guy Huet with 507 votes to his 295 votes. The Pisa has called for all party supporters to get on board as the DLP readies itself for the next general election. And this was while she was addressing those persons at the George Street Auditorium where their headquarters is. This was at the final day of the party's 66th anniversary conference. She thanked all of the members for their overwhelming support. She did continue to stress that at this time the supporters put their differences aside for the good of the nation because, in her view, one united front is needed now more than ever. So, folks, just note that the new president of the Democratic Labour Party has retained her position, and that is Verla de Pisa. She went on to announce that there are three more candidates: Mark Laurent, Kimar Stewart, and Rashid Belgrave, who have officially joined the list of candidates for the Democratic Labour Party, which will be contested at the next general election. And these are young members who are coming up to the plate and showing their interest for the country. Mark Laurent will contest Christchurch South. Kimar Stewart will contest the city of Bridgetown, which is who's going up against Lieutenant Colonel Jeffrey Boston, while local footballer Rashid Belgrave will vie for the Christchurch Central. She's admitted that the young team, they're strong and a committed team, and nothing matters more to them than to see the Democratic Labour Party once again stamping its mark on the political landscape of Barbados. Responding to critics who has chided her for not naming all of the party's candidates who would take center stage in the next general election, the PISA also stressed that the slow revelation of contenders was part of the current DLP strategy, which sought to give new persons the political stage enough time to make their case to their constituents. Now, they have also confirmed that there's the Delta variant confirming two previous clusters, which means that we are asking those persons out there, please, 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 if we don't follow these protocols, it's not going to get better. We got a report for the intake of August 21st that they had 12 recorded. Now, last week we had 23, 16, 15, and that adds up to a lot in 1 week. We're reminding the folks out there, wear your mask. Wherever you go, wear your mask. We've been told not to put it on our wristband, but sometimes you have to put it on our wrist so that we remember to have it. Put nothing in your bag when you're going out. Your sanitizer. You can't have enough sanitizer. They're selling so much. There are all the various kinds that you can get with the smell, the lotion, all kinds. Carry your sanitizer in your hand. Clip it onto your belt, onto your waist, on your handbag, on your haversack. Make sure you have it because some people don't like to use the sanitizer that people spray because it might leave their hand dry, they might sting, it might not even be sanitizer, some people are saying. Carry your sanitizer. Social distance. This is important. Social distance, 3 feet to 6 feet apart. Nothing wrong with telling the person that's coming up on their armpit, excuse me, please keep the distance. Nothing wrong with that. Do it politely. Don't go, hey, you, don't come close to me. No, 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 no. Just be polite about it. We know we're trying to do the right thing with protocols that are in place. The other thing is be kind to one another. Respect each other's space. Respect each other like how you respect those in your own home and at work. It is imperative that we do what is right when it comes to the protocols. Now, a lot of activities have been stopped. A lot of the nightclubs have been closed. A lot of persons are asking, how is it that we're going to entertain the visitors who are coming to our island? They're going to be able to rent a car and go all over the place, visit the beaches and stuff like that. I can't say that a lot of the tourist attractions are open. Some maybe. We ask that people follow those various institutions such as the museum, the orchid flower garden, Nicholas Abbey. I think Atlantis submarine has opened back up. Just, and also make sure that when you're traveling to visit the barbados.org website to get those various COVID-19 establishments where you can go when you arrive in Barbados because you will be required to pay for your accommodation on arrival for quarantine. All of these things we're asking you to follow through with. It's imperative that you make sure that you follow and be guided by the various protocols that we have. There's something that I was following with regards to the news, and one of the places that has been hit or two is Florida and Texas. On the news, these two countries in the US are having a hard time with the Delta variant and a lot of younger patients being administered to the hospital. And a lot of them do not have the vaccine. Now, I'm not here to tell you go and get the vaccine. I'm just showing you the highlighted points of what's been happening outside and what has affected us here in Barbados. A lot of these people out there who have not been vaccinated, who think that COVID is not real, a lot of people don't believe that there's COVID 19. Some people are saying that these things have been made up and people are trying to make you to go and take these vaccines, etc., etc. And there a lot of research being added now to the fact that some people will be asked to take a booster shot. Here now they're asking you if you want to take a booster shot in Barbados. And we know that we have a lot of issues here. Morning to Joelle Jones, all the way from Montreal. She's saying that my mic is a bit scratchy. I'm hoping all of you are hearing. Um, I think I might have to get a new headset or I might have to take it off altogether. A lot of us aren't following what's happening abroad. Like most vaccines, a lot of vaccines are just a buffer to protect you so that when your immune system is attacked, it is able to react differently and, and protect you. I think there was a doctor at one of the town hall meetings who spoke and gave uh, um, a better insight into the various vaccines who are being administered here in Barbados. Now, I I have I also put out something where if we have any visitors online who are visiting us online, and I'm sure if Joel, who is a regular to our show, is willing to come on, she can send me a little note and I will be able to send her the link because she is one of our first followers. I have another follower who is on, I'm not sure who it is, but I can send and you can be part of the discussion if she would. Now, I'm not here to tell anybody if to follow it or not. But what I'm going to do, it was a big debate last week. I'm going to put on something for you to listen to and follow, and we're going to talk about that.
Good evening. My name is Mary Clark. Yes, look back. I am peeved this evening at our fellow Barbadians. Very peeved. Because I am looking at a disgruntled and ungrateful section of Barbados. I would first like to commend the government of Barbados, the Minister of Health, and all the medical doctors, whether on this panel or outside of this panel, that have given their lives, sleepless nights, to protect us on the front line. I work on the front line with your children. And it is hard to come here night after night and hear a pack of concerned citizens try to pull down the government and the medical profession. That is why I'm so peeved. Sit down, Winston. That is why I'm so peeved. Walk out, because the truth hurts. Unless you're in the situation, you do not understand. Last year we were doing regathering. The very last regathering in February, when we gave a son of the soil the award, the February he was recalled back to his workplace in Miami. He caught COVID on the plane. By the 5th of April, he was dead. There were no vaccines. There was nothing. Understand the pain that I felt and his family felt because we were unable to fly to see our loved one for the last. We had to view it online. This propelled me to be fully vaccinated to protect myself, the children that I am taking care of, your children, and everybody else around me. It had to propel me because I want to live. I am not a selfish person, and y'all are coming in here selfishly and very irresponsible about this vaccine. I will say to you, we were small too, and we were born in this country. I have children and grandchildren where the vaccines are mandatory. At 6 weeks, our children are vaccinated. Do we know the properties of these vaccinations? No, we don't. We don't even ask the doctors, the nurses, what it contains. But people coming in here tonight to ask learned people what the vaccines contain. And we take MMR, we take mumps, we take rubella, We take influenza, and as you rightly said, Dr. Williams, we still get sick, but we're able to fight it. And I am saying to you, be grateful. Barbados is a very small country, and today we have 48 deaths because of people's hard work. We had people that died on the front line for you and for me. This is like our God. When we crucified him, when Pilate put him out there, and the sick get him Barabbas and crucified Jesus. I'm saying to you, Barbadians, wake up. Wake up. Yes, your comments are valid. The vaccine is not mandatory, but don't be selfish either. Be responsible citizens. Be responsible. Care for each other. Because I tell them if when they're vaccinated, don't come and talk to me. Because obviously, if when I got Delta, I can catch it. I can fight it. But when I can die, that's why God said tonight, stop the ignorance. Stop it. And let us be grateful for what we as a small island has achieved since we had this shutdown. And let me go even a little further, man, to tell you all, right?
No, ma'am.
This country shut down and run, and the Prime Minister turn around and feed one of mine, and we're not coming in here
Ma'am.
and being ungrateful.
Ma'am.
No, it is not fair to this country nor the medical team. Sleepless nights when the Caesar tell one master and behave. When they had to do it, we had to put in the master and put one to go to the banks by surname. That is how one like it. When I like the master hand, when I don't like the nice hand that the delving out to tell you all, take the vaccine, protect oneself and everybody else.
Now, I think a lot of people were saying that Miss Clark hit the nail on the head. I don't think she was attacking those individuals to take the vaccine. I think she was giving them the opportunity to think how they were affecting others around them. And the aspect of not being vaccinated speaks volume. I think everybody on the island is frustrated. The other debate that was going on was that the persons out there were saying that we will be mandated to take this vaccine. Employers were mandating their employees to take the vaccine. The Prime Minister, after her vacation, obviously for 2 weeks and hearing everything that's going on, comes out to explain no, they're not mandating any vaccines for our employees, be it private or public. She's still giving the public, the citizens of Barbados, the opportunity to make that sound decision on their own. Nobody is forcing you or locking you into a chair and tell you, take the vaccine. What someone alluded to say in another point was if you don't take the vaccine, there's the option of the ventilator. A lot of people do not understand COVID 19. A lot of people don't understand the vaccines. If you don't know, have that discussion with your medical practitioner. Let them give you the pros and cons of COVID 19, of mumps, rubella, all the various viruses that are out there if you don't understand. Some people believe in social media in the respect of what they see and what they hear. The explanations there that are not merited by practitioners, by scientists who know what they're talking about, it's quite difficult if you're not getting it from straight from the horse's mouth. I am not an individual to tell you go out there and take it. I'm not an individual to tell you don't go and take it. What I'm saying to anyone who's following, go to your general practitioner. If you are unsure, make that decisive decision for yourself. It is not me to tell you not to or if to. Remember, I'm repeating that fact. But Mary Clark had a positive fact in trying to say to those out there, do not be selfish. If you do not want to take the vaccine, make sure you follow protocols. Protocols. We don't know how long we're going to be in this position. What I can say to you is the longer we take to do what is right in terms of helping each other, it would be longer for us to move forward. We are now starting to open up the market where flights are coming into Barbados from the UK, from the US, and from Canada. Those persons are looking for different scenery. Barbadians are now looking to the fact that, okay, the way how things are, let me take the opportunity to travel myself and go visit my family or take a vacation or go shopping. Those things are risks and chances that you, the individual, can take without the necessary vaccine. The way how you will go in certain areas, we can't tell you what would happen. For example, in New York, some places are now requiring a vaccine passport for you to even go into a restaurant. I'm not sure if they're going to go as far as the malls and stuff like that. Anybody can correct me on that part. Canada. Canada is also looking to introduce these things. The UK, Europe already started. Now, if you don't have these various things and you're traveling and you're so accustomed going into a specific store and the people stop you and tell you, do you have a vaccine book or do you have, I mean, really? You're going to say, excuse me, I just come here to shop. You have to look at these things when you're starting to move away from Barbados. We're very relaxed, we're very comfortable. We don't think, some people don't think it is real. Some people think that it's alcohol, water being pumped into the arm. Some people think that you can't get COVID. No, it's not even here in Barbados. That's impossible. Why would I go and take a vaccine? Some people are saying the point that she has made with regards to when we were younger, we were not given choices because we were young children. We didn't have a choice in deciding if to take a vaccine. And if I'm correct, anybody can correct me and say, in those days, and still is today, it's a mandate that at 6 weeks an infant gets their first shot. Think about it. If you don't want your infant to get the first shot, I don't know what happens. Does the doctor tell you that you can't not let the infant take it? Does the doctor have to convince you that protect that infant from whatever age to whatever age? And I'm sure that there are different steps where at 6 they get a shot, at 18 months they get a shot, at 2 they get a shot, at 3, 4 they get all these different shots. My question is, why as parents are we allowing our children to take these shots, these vaccines? Are they important? Are they relevant to the growth of the child from infancy to toddler to teen? Because when they reach 11, I also understand that they're not allowed to take, they're not allowed to go into secondary school unless they have a vaccine. Now, oh, we have Joel here this morning. Joel, my dear, how are you?
I am great. Can you hear me okay?
Clearly, I can hear you clearly.
Your
My mic is giving trouble. Can you hear me without the mic? I've got Jewel Jones from Montreal with us this morning. I hope that she's hearing me. Might be just a little technical problem there on her side. Yes, as I was saying, those children that are going into school, secondary school, they have to get a vaccine. And it's not one vaccine.
Are
They
you
now
hearing
have
me
to take.
clearly?
Yes, I'm hearing you, Joelle.
Okay. All
Yes,
right.
how are you this morning?
You're very low. What happened?
Can you hear me now?
Very low.
Oh, dear. Let me turn up my mic. Can you hear me a little better now?
A bit better, yes.
Beautiful.
Now, um, I watched all four of the debates.
Uh-huh.
They were very interesting, I must say. Very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Very knowledgeable, you know.
Yes.
But
Mm-hmm.
in terms of that lady, I guess we all know her name now. What's her name? Maria Clark? Marcia
Mary,
Clark?
Mary Clark.
Mary Clark. Okay.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Now, I had no qualms on her getting up and coming to the mic to say what she had to say. The fact
Mm-hmm.
is she's trying to let others know that she's on the front lines and she's seeing all these things every day. She's seeing people dying every day and so
Mm-hmm.
I guess for her it was frustrating,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
But don't take your frustration to the meeting.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You have to learn to separate your emotions sometimes.
Right.
And I understand her. I understand, how she's feeling and she's frustrated. I can hear the frustration and the anger in her voice.
Mm-hmm.
And that right away is sending a message to the people that don't want the vaccine. It's like if you don't take the vaccine, like you said, if you don't have don't come near me. That should not have been said.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
she she could have come on the microphone and just encourage people
Mm-hmm.
in a nice way, explain her part of the deal, what I see every day. People are dying right in front of me and it's not a pretty sight. It's awful, which I'm sure it is.
Mm-hmm.
And just encourage people to take the vaccine, you know,
Mm-hmm.
but
Mm-hmm.
telling people in that manner how she's peeved off and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
You can be peeved off all you want, but if the person don't want to take the vaccine, they're still not going to take the vaccine.
Correct.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now, the way she sounded, if I was a person that didn't have the vaccine, I would just want to know, well, who the hell she think she talking to? This kind of thing.
Oh Lord.
Right
Well,
away,
that's
you
called
know,
that's called the
right
Bajan.
away, I would get an attitude. So,
Yeah.
the way how she spoke, I
Uh-huh.
could understand her part of the deal. But yet,
Mm-hmm.
I still got to understand the people that are listening to her. I got to understand them too,
Mm-hmm.
And to
Mm-hmm.
me, I think she more right the people for taking the vaccine than taking the. I think
But
the ones that they take the vaccine now, but more be like, may not take the vaccine just to get back at her,
well,
you know?
she I don't think they'll be getting back at her.
I mean, they will get it back at themselves in a way, but the way how
Yeah.
she said it, they were like I
Yeah.
said, the way how she said it, we like, who the hell she think she is? I think it on damn vaccine. Who the hell she is? She ain't no big medical professional come on here telling me foolishness. Like
But
people with, being already.
yeah, but you know the reason for the town hall meetings.
Uh-huh.
The
Yes.
true reason, I think that's where you
To
have to hit.
educate. Yeah.
It was to educate and
Mm-hmm.
also bring to the table what people have been talking about mandating the vaccine within the public and the private sectors.
Mm-hmm.
And I think what the town hall meetings may have done is try to educate, but not everybody wanted to be educated because everybody was attacking the panelists as well. You have to realize
Exactly.
too that if she has been to all four meetings, I don't know if she's been to all four. I wasn't listening to the whole thing, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
But what I realized from one or two people speaking,
Mm-hmm.
they were not there to try to understand the aspect of what the medical term or the medical fraternity are
Mm-hmm.
having difficulties with, as well as the fact of what the government is having
Mm-hmm.
difficulties with. Because at the same time, it is a person's right to take or not take the vaccine. We,
Exactly.
we can't tell you to go and take it.
No, if you
You
don't
get where I'm
want
coming
to.
from? What the
Mm-hmm.
government is trying to explain at the same time is for us to move forward, there are some things that we have to do in order to
Yes.
move forward, especially with the
Exactly.
economy at how it is today.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if we look at what has happened to those individuals who passed away in the collapsed condominiums in Florida, and if you took out the hundreds that were there that passed away,
Mm-hmm.
the realization is that a lot of those individuals traveled from far to go to Florida to
You're
get a
low.
vaccine
You're
that
very low.
was not available in their country.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in Barbados, the vaccine is readily available, not one, but three
Excuse me,
now.
you need to raise your mic. Your mic is extremely low, my dear.
You can hear me now? Can you hear me?
It's still low.
Oh, there. I don't think
But
it's the mic. It's
try
the.
using the I don't know why it's so low like that.
Let me borrow your headset, Haley. Let me see if I can change my equipment.
Mm-hmm.
Might just be the equipment here that's not working out with me. Can you hear me now?
You're still low. I'm wondering if you're low to me, but are the other people hearing you? That's what I'm thinking of.
I think one or two of the guests said that I was a bit low, but much better now. But I think it's the equipment, the what you call the headpiece
Mm-hmm.
with the mic that's inside of it is giving
Yeah.
some issues there. So
Mm-hmm.
I have three headsets and I can't hear in one, and the other
Yeah,
one I think it's cracking up.
you're very low though.
All right, let's try another one. Hold on. I don't think this one is working at all. Can you hear me?
You're low, my dear.
Oh, there.
I don't know if others are hearing the same thing as me, but
I'm actually without a headset,
oh,
and I think I'm as close as possible. I see Jay's on. She said to me that or he said to me that was much better. But I will try again to see. Once you're hearing me, Joelle, am I still low or I have to speak louder?
yeah, you're still low.
All right. I don't think this one is working. Let's try.
I guess something didn't happen when I came on. I mean, by the time I came on, you were extremely low.
Yeah, I can't hear. I might have to do without my headset this morning or come closer to the computer. You can hear me?
Hmm. No,
You can't hear me.
I can barely make you out. I can hear you too.
All right, let's try one more time.
Am I loud and clear?
Yes, you're very loud. I can hear you clearly.
Okay, good.
I can hear you clearly, 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 clearly. Let me try this other headset. I'm hoping that you can hear me. I might be low, but I can't adjust the mic.
Uh,
Yeah, it's
Anyhow,
very low for me now.
to 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 continue, what I was saying is that the those meetings, um, I really found them to be educational, and
Hmm.
I enjoyed the meetings because, like, you know, I'm up here in Montreal, and I still like to know what's going on in my country, you
Yes,
know.
yes,
So
yes.
I like to keep abreast of what's going on there,
Hmm.
especially with the COVID issues and the protocol, and if you have to travel, what what to bring, what to walk with, what not to walk with, and so they were very interesting town meetings. Though at times, um people would get aggravated because
Yes, yes.
it's a discussion. So some are gonna some are gonna say on the no side, and some are gonna be on yes side, and some are gonna be neutral, and it's a discussion. You see, so you're gonna find all types when you're
Have they,
discussing.
have you
Yeah.
have you had discussions in Montreal in similar town hall meetings? Have you had town hall
No,
meetings?
no, we haven't had any town hall meetings. We just listen to the premier and the health minister, and and he tells you what the protocol is, and you follow the protocol. You know,
Right.
um, I guess nobody hasn't gotten very close to him to tell him, well, no, I'm not taking the vaccine, or I'm taking the vaccine or not. But
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
he educates you when he come on the news. He tell you, well,
Right.
this is happening and that is happening, and he encourage you to take the vaccine. But
Mm-hmm.
you can't make people do something if they don't want to do it. you
Correct.
know and
Correct.
and and she mentioned something about the like when we were small, and we took the shots, at 6 weeks and 2 months and all that. And she
Mm-hmm.
was saying that we didn't know what were in them, but we took
Correct.
them.
Correct.
And I
We were
remember going to school,
administered. We were
as a
we
child,
were
going to school. All I did was tell my dad and my stepmother, oh, the Enmore Health Center is coming tomorrow to give us a vaccination.
mm-hmm.
It might be for polio or something else, the mumps or measles, whatever. But we took it. But you see, this particular situation, you cannot compare, because people knew what mumps were, people knew what measles were, people knew what chicken pox were, so they weren't scared. But with this COVID, you know, people are scared. They don't know what is happening, and you're hearing all kinds of different things from all kinds of people, and all kinds of media stuff circling the internet, and all the videos are coming. So I think some people, the head just get swollen, and they don't know, should I take it, should I not take it, you see. But then the choices between the rhetoric and the real truth is confusing the people. I think that's what's happening.
Yes.
It's totally confusing the people. See,
Yes.
because you might listen to a medical profession panel, and says that the reason why you have to take the vaccine, if you don't take the vaccine, this is what's going to happen. And
Mm-hmm.
then you hang up from the people, or you finish the show, and then you go on Facebook and you see like 6 videos that say, don't take that vaccine, because when you take that vaccine, this is what happened to me, and that is what happened to me. What happens is that people don't realize we are all individuals,
Yes.
okay?
Yes.
And it's the same thing. Like aspirin, for instance. If I take aspirin, it hurts my stomach,
Right.
right? If
Mhm.
somebody else take aspirin, they're okay.
Right.
You
Mhm.
see? So
Mhm.
it's basically the same thing. We this they're telling you that if you have underlying problems, then you know, then they would be the ones to tell you whether to take the vaccine or not. But here in Montreal, I don't know how in Barbados it works, but here in Montreal, before you take the vaccine, they ask you a series of questions.
Correct.
You see, do you have
Yes.
blood pressure? Do you have cholesterol? Do you have asthma? Do you have heart problems? Do you have seizures? So they ask you a series of questions, and then according to how you answer, I think they give you the vaccine according to how you answer.
Right.
Because I think that the vaccine they're going to give me may not be the one that they're going to give you that is healthy.
Right. Right. Right.
You
Because they
see,
have
so
choices. They have
I think
choices.
that everybody's not getting the same vaccine. People might be thinking that, you're lining up and you're getting the same vaccine as Joe. Joe is getting the same thing as Harriet. Harriet is getting the same thing as Michael. I
Mhm.
don't think that's how it works
Yeah.
because from the questions that they ask you, you see, and then they send you to the different people.
Mhm.
Okay, so I
Mhm.
believe I could be wrong, but I believe based on the questions that they ask you, it means that you may not get the same dosage as a well person as the person that's sick
Mhm.
that
Mhm.
has all
Mhm.
these underlying problems. So I get the feeling that there are two different types of vaccines going on here. One for
Right.
the healthy and
Mhm.
one for the not so healthy.
Correct.
So um even though they might give the one for the not so healthy, there still might be something in there to trigger whatever is going on with you.
Correct. Correct.
So
Mhm.
it's a you see it's a kind of a catch 22 actually.
Mhm.
It's a kind of a it's these professionals and so they don't know exactly what this thing is. I mean, this thing came on like a whirlwind. Nobody knew what it is. Nobody knew where it came from. There's a lot of guessing. It came from here. It came from there. It's a lot of guessing, and nobody knows exactly what it is, and they still don't know where it came from. So it's kind of difficult. So it's everybody's gonna be on edge. The professionals are on edge. The people are going to be on edge. And the reason for that is they don't know about this thing. They're trying their utmost best to help as much as they can, and try to educate people as much as they can. But still, there's going to be that doubt. Where is this thing coming from? What is it? Now they're talking about a booster. Now people people don't even want to take the vaccine. They know they're coming with a booster. So, so that makes it three vaccines, So, and some people don't even want to take one.
That's right.
So, which telling you that this thing is a very dangerous and deadly thing because they have to keep coming up with it's the same thing with medication. Okay, you take some medication and you tell the doctor, well, look, this medication, I take it and it has me walking funny or whatever. So he
Right.
says, okay, we got to give you another one because that's a side effect. So
Hmm.
we're going to give you a pill now for the side effect of that medication,
Correct.
right? Now, this
Hmm.
side effect medication now might cause a problem. So you have the medication for the side effect and a side effect for the side
Right.
effect.
Right. Right. Right.
Or they might change the medication altogether. Every human being is different. That's what's scaring the people.
Yes. Yes.
What say you?
And I think that, as you stated earlier,
Hmm.
it is a decisive position for that
Yes.
individual We
Mhm.
cannot make that decision for that person at all.
It-
But we would like them to think carefully on that decision at the same time. So if you're not taking the vaccine, make sure that you follow all of the protocols. That's
Mhm.
all. I think because I'm not going to force anybody that I know to go and take it. I
Mhm.
would never do that.
Mhm.
I don't think I have the right to force somebody or bully somebody
No.
into taking a
No.
vaccine. I don't think that's right. But
Mhm.
I think it is a discussion that will be continued, and
Oh
there's going to be,
boy, you bet you.
and I
I
think
think
there's
they're
going to
gonna
be,
need more tongue meetings because four is not enough.
ah,
They're
well,
gonna need more tongue hall meetings.
well, let me go on to something that I think, Joel, that you can allude a little bit more on. We're going to go off of the that debate, but let me bring
Mhm.
on something that someone sent me, and I think it's been going through the social media aspect, and I, I had to rush for my dictionary. So let me let you and the folks follow this.
Hands of
Uh
all
oh.
and satellites of none.
But it's not just Barbados that's moving closer to
No,
China, it's the whole of the Caribbean. I mean,
it's the whole world.
investment from China has gone up many folds
But so
in the
is the
last
whole
few years.
world. If I look correctly, I think the Chinese hold a large percentage of assets within the United States of America and a large amount of their treasuries as well. So for you to
I
focus on
can't
the
hear it.
Caribbean or Africa with China without recognizing the role that China is playing in Europe or in the North Atlantic countries is a bit disingenuous and really reflects more that we are seen as pawns, regrettably, rather than countries with equal capacity to determine our destiny and to be part and parcel of that global conversation to fight the global issues of the day like climate and the pandemic.
All right, well, that's put me in my place,
No,
hasn't it,
not at
Prime
all,
Minister
Zidane.
Mia Motley? Thank you.
Not at all, my dear.
That's all right, thank you. We'll go to our next question. Provide me with a bit of relief. Thank you.
I can't
Joel,
really hear, you know.
you didn't hear that?
No,
Oh
it's
my dear.
low.
It was low? Oh my
Very
goodness.
low.
I had it raised up to all just now. It
Yeah.
was an interview that was done by a British reporter,
Mhm.
and the reporter was asking her about the basis of how China is now, it looks as if China is taking over the economies of the Caribbean, inclusive of Barbados.
Mhm.
And she went on to explain to her that she can't be indigenous. She made me rush for a dictionary.
She tell me what.
It disingenuous.
Uh-huh.
Disingenuous, which means it's an adjective. You cannot be candid or sincere, typically by pretending that one knows less about something than one really does. He is being somewhat disingenuous as well as cynical. So
Mhm.
the reporter went on to say, "Oh, there, you've put me in my place." Because the long and
Mhm.
short of it, there's no way that Barbados would make it seem as if they don't have enough sense to know how to go into business with China.
Mhm.
And there's been reports from persons outside of Barbados. I
Mhm.
think it was filtered down and it said that China is taking over Barbados.
Mhm.
Um, I think that's a debatable topic.
Mhm.
China has been in partnership with so many Caribbean islands,
Mhm.
and they have helped a lot of the Caribbean islands. Some persons may not appreciate some of the ways that they have helped, but
Mhm.
they are, quote unquote, I think, some of the cheapest um, partners that the islands have partnered with
Mhm.
because of the infrastructure that they've helped build on various islands, especially Barbados. Some
Mhm.
people might not even like the buildings that they've constructed on the island. Um,
Mhm.
but at the end of the day, it goes back again to how how people are going to help. What I'm saying is, we've got the gymnasium, you've got the Eagle Hall Market.
Mhm.
Um, for some reason, they have to go back to these countries for assistance
Mhm.
or grants, I think they are. And at the same time, when you're looking for people to come and work on the projects, you can't get them. Then you have to import the same Chinese to come and do the work.
Mhm.
Or maybe it is that with the
Mhm.
contracts that they've signed, they have agreed to allow some of the Chinese to come and do the work or guide the Barbadians on how to do the building. There was
Mhm.
a case that came up early up in the year with oh dear, Sam Lord's Castle.
Mhm.
And the Sam Lord's Castle project actually has a contract with the Chinese, and they were complaining that they weren't being paid enough. It was a long case. Of
Mhm.
course, you know that case went very fizzled out a bit and it's gone very quiet. But
Mhm.
again, that is in partnership with the Chinese.
Mhm.
Um, I'm not saying that we cannot look to other entities to invest in Barbados. The
Mhm.
other country I think they have now partnered with is Ghana, because they had a big church service yesterday that it could be followed across the globe.
I
And
watched that too.
yes, I think a lot of persons don't realize that out of the many Caribbean islands, we are just a little island a dot away from the archipelago.
Mhm.
And we have to try to defend ourselves and find ways in which to build back our economy. I think I could be reading it wrong. I'm not an economist, but I think
Mhm.
that's where the route that the government is trying to go. We want to get people to invest in the country, not just the US, not just the UK. And the other point
Yeah.
too is that we're going Republican, meaning that as soon as we tie ourselves away from the crown, we are fully independent and we have to source a way of means of supporting ourselves
Mhm.
because we would not be able to depend to fall back on the crown. So there is so much debate, so much talk going on.
Mhm.
And I think right now we're being attacked left, right, and center.
Yes. Mhm.
Again, I'm not an economist.
Mhm.
My only financier is my household. But
Mhm.
trying to follow what is happening out there right now,
Mhm.
if we don't try to start paying back our bills, we are going into a big, big hole. We were
Yeah.
just given another IMF advancement. You know, you go into the bank, you tell the bank you want extra money. That is
Mhm.
what has happened. But at the same time, the bank has to agree either to raise the interest, keep you at the payment, the amount that
Mhm.
they have agreed to with you, or raise it to
Mhm.
pay more.
Yes.
So right now, the government has not increased taxes.
Mhm.
But you can bet your bottom dollar they're going to find a way.
Mhm. Well, they
They're
have
going to
to
find a
because
way.
they have to because the economy has to come back. They have to get it back somehow.
And we're not getting jobs. So we have double and triple whammies all over. The same time they're
They
talking
have
about
to because the
things,
economy has to come back. They have to get it back okay, somehow. I'm gonna turn off.
and we're not getting jobs.
Uh-huh.
Time they're
They
talking
have
about
to because the
things,
economy has to come back. They have to get it back somehow.
right? We are having difficulties when it comes to persons finding jobs. Our biggest sector was tourism, and it is taking a while to pick back up. Most of the hotels that are open are basically for those individuals who are coming in and they're providing those quarantine hotels. If you go on the website of the Barbados Tourist Board or Tourism Authority, you would see a lot of the hotels that are listed are for quarantine purposes. Now, if those persons choose to stay at those hotels continuously and are deemed negative and remain there, some of them have bands that are changed from one color to another and can remain at those properties. A lot of these things people are not looking into to realize that tourism is one of our biggest market here in Barbados. That's where our money comes from. That's where our foreign exchange comes from in order for us to pay our bills overseas. Again, I'm not a financial person, I'm not an economist, but tourism, although it will come back with a bang, it will take a very long time to pick back up if we do not get things right from the forefront. That's what is going to happen. We must congratulate the sugar industry for now introducing our own local brand in the Walmart supermarkets. Yes, Barbados sugar is now on the Walmart shelves. Excellent. Of course, our brand is the most exquisite and also is the most expensive brand they have on the shelves. Can you imagine that the Barbados sugar is outnumbering other sugars that are on the shelf? So, folks, realize how far we are going with the sugar industry. It is died. It is very slow to pick back up, but we know that if we do it right, we can get back out there on the market. That is just one little inkling of information for those persons out there who may not know. But our own Barbados sugar is on the shelves at Walmart. I even have a bag myself. Now, we seem to have lost Jewel there for a while. I want to go on to a bit of sports because we're running out of time. Because if we go on to talk about the vaccine, that would take up another part of the show. And I'm sure Jay would agree with that. Let us congratulate our Jamaican comrades, Thompson Hero, Shelly Ann Fraser Price, and Shanice Jackson for winning the Diamonds 100 meter. She's made history. She has just recorded the second fastest women's 100 of all time. This was on Saturday at the Wonder Diamond League in Eugene. She came after the Olympics in Tokyo. Thompson Hero powered home from her rivals to win in a new Jamaican national record and were leading 10.54 seconds. They say here only the American Florence Griffith Joyner has run faster when she set her world record of 10.49 seconds in 1988. Thanks, Jay. Sharika Jackson. I said Shanika. Sharika Jackson. Fraser Price finished second with 10.73 and Sharika Jackson third in a new personal best of 10.76. The home sprinter, Sha'Carri Richardson, who missed the Tokyo Olympic Games because of a 1-month suspension after testing positive for marijuana in the US Olympic trial, finished last. We cannot say she didn't do her best. She did her best, and that was her best. That was her best. She came out and congratulated the others. A lot of people were shocked that she walked off the track. That's how some athletes are. But we have to congratulate our Caribbean sisters for doing it twice because it's just as nice. And we mustn't forget Tina Clinton, who won the 100-meter gold at the World Athletics Under 20. And she did this at the World Athletics Under 20 Championship in Nairobi, Kenya on Thursday. She also celebrated her 17th birthday on Tuesday and was definitely in a class of her own. She has maintained her unbeaten run all through the championship to take the gold medal with a personal best of 11.09, and she bettered her former time of 11.17 while racing to the goal at the NACAC Under 18 Championships in San Jose last month. Let us not forget Andre DeGrasse. He also won for Canada in the 100 meter. A thing soon with the 800 meter and created a record 1.5504. Let me tell you, I am following that Sudanese, Sudanese American, young 19-year-old, 1800. When you see that girl running, you gotta catch up to her. There's no way that if I was running that race, I'll be out of breath from the time when the thing go poof, I done. Because I cannot run with that girl at home. So, no, that girl could run. And then, of course, we have Noah Lyles with the Xfinity at the Prefontaine Classics. Getting 19.52 in the 200 meter. While Benjamin didn't anything up there at all with my boy. But I think we have to follow these young athletes, give them support wherever they go, and we know that they will make us proud regardless. So, congrats to Joel. I'm not sure if Jay is from Canada as well, but congrats to Joel on winning the 100-meter at I think that was the Prefontaine. And we want to make sure that we continue to give support to these young athletes. For the next upcoming show, we are going to be having two segments. We're going to be having the travel corner, and we're also going to be having talking track with Captain Michael Jules, who's going to have some of his invited friends. We're going to be discussing those topics, talking about track and athletics. And I want to remind our folks out there, a flash flood watch remains in effect in Barbados until 12 noon today. So, folks, remember to follow the news and listen out to your radios. Follow them on BGIS, Barbados Government Information Service. And I also pointed out for those persons who are interested in still obtaining the vaccine, you can visit the various sites today: Masonic Center in Salter, St. George, Building 2 in Harbour Industrial Park, that's in Bridgetown, Bailey's Primary School in Merrick, St. Philip, Harrison's College in Town, Crumpton Street, Sharon Moravian Church Hall in Sharon St. Thomas, Eunice Gibson Polyclinic, that's in Warrens, and the Syrup Dome at Maxwell Coast Road. Remember, the Syrup Dome begin administer of the Pfizer vaccine from 11 this morning, while the first dose of the Sinopharm and the second dose of AstraZeneca has started, which is at 10 o'clock this morning. Tomorrow is the Masonic Center, Syrup's Dome, building number 2, Seventh-day Adventist Church at Mile and a Quarter, Bailey's Primary School, Harrison's College, Sharon Moravian Church, and Eunice Gibson Polyclinic. Remember, the vaccination sites open from 10 a.m. and will close at 2:30 p.m. in the afternoon. So, folks, I thank Joelle for joining us. I thank all of our followers who have been on listening this morning. We thank you. Your opinion matters to us. Next week, we would hopefully have the opportunity of our co-host, our guest co-host, and we hope that you remember to wear your mask, sanitize, social distance, call a friend, reach out to them and tell them you love them. And it's important that you visit our Facebook page, like it, invite your friends and family to do the same, as well as visit YouTube, click on the link, make sure you hit the notification button for the next start of the show. Joelle, I'll reach out to you and we could always continue this conversation. Thank you for Jay and Melissa and all of the others who are visiting this morning. God bless, and I hope that you have a wonderful week. Keep praying, keep it going, and remember, keeping it real with Marie-Stella.